Hi everyone, it is time for another video from this page in World of Flowers. We are just concentrating on this one flower circle, and as I said in previous videos, I will come back and do the others at a later date, but this one, and it might be with different pencils or whatever, this one we're doing just as a sort of introduction to Easter, a sort of spring themed picture. I am going to do the foxgloves next. I did say I might be scooping over to this side due to not being sure what colour to do this flower. So I'm going to use the blush pink from the Prismacolors to start off these flowers. I'm just going to mark them out really. Now these little circles I think should be black, but I just want to put down a light pink colour. I don't know if foxgloves are ever really this colour, but I like it, and it's going to sort of balance the page, I think. So it's just, it doesn't matter really whether it is a realistic colour or not. But there is, I think the rest is all leaves. So that is our blush pink, and I'm going to thinking, I'm not sure about leaves. I think I'm going to do the rest of the pink first. I'm going to grab this one from my Polychromos. This is the Dark Flesh, otherwise known as, I can't find my list. Is it Salmon, I think. And what I'm going to do here is to put some darker colour lower down on these flowers and just sort of fade it off, because I want the tips to be lighter like this, although in there might be darker where they're overlapping, might look a little darker. I pop next door in between videos to just check my messages. I saw that Rita Berman had shared one of my pictures from her Asian book on her stories, which was rather nice. Rita is so lovely, and it's always such an honour, I think, to have your work shared by the illustrator. Rita's done it for me a few times, and it's lovely. Johanna's done it once for me, once ever, and Johanna Basford, that is, and never Hannah Carlson. But there are such amazing people colouring Hannah Carlson's work. Yeah. Now, what I want to do with these tips is make them quite light. I'm thinking white, so I'm just going to grab my Prisma white here. It's actually not the one from my set, I've got a spare one. And just sort of make those ends a little bit smoother and looking like they should actually be white. There we go. Oh, I missed a bit on here. Yeah, that's quite subtle. I like that. I might just get this Dark Flesh, the Salmon again. I just feel that these are a little bit too pale and the colour stops a little bit quickly, so I'm just gonna do a little bit of just pulling that colour through just a tad into that white. It doesn't look like it stops quite so suddenly. Yeah, now I feel these dots should be black. Just trying to find my black. Polychromos black. Give it a sharpen. Still can't decide what colour to do the stems. I'm going to have to make up my mind soon. I'm thinking maybe the apple green might work. There we go. Sorry, concentrated silence there. I realise that foxgloves don't really look like this, but it's how I want it to look. Apple green. Yes, I'm actually going to use this one. Now, you can use your Prismacolor Premier, but this is one of the very thin ones that's got a much sharper point. It's going to be a lot easier to do all that stem work. And so I'm sharpening this. It is exactly the same colour as the apple green Premier pencil, and I'm going to use the other one for the leaves. It's just this bit here is such fine drawing that I think it's easier with this pencil. But now I'm going to grab the apple green, which is as blunt as a blunt thing on blunt day. Look at that. I'm going to sharpen it. You can't see the name anyway. You can see it in French. It fascinates me that you can see the French for longer, if you know what I mean. The French is lower down the barrel of the pencil, not the English. I find that quite interesting and surprising. But I don't know why they've chosen to do that. I'm going to try and fade this down to the tip. We don't really have a Polychromos pencil that's this shade, so if I don't put enough down, it will completely change the colour, and I just really like this colour together. I think what I'll do is I'll try and get it all the way to the tip fairly intensely, and then with my Polychromos I might just put some darker areas on here, so that maybe with the permanent green. Now you could do these buds in pink. Sometimes plant buds are the colour of the this, and sometimes they're the actual colour of the flower, and I'm just not sure, so I'm doing them in green. But it might be prettier to do them in the pink, of course. Yeah, it's still quite chilly when we went out. I had a cardigan on under my coat. I was glad of it, I have to say. Just looking for my green. Yes, the permanent green olive, I think, is the one that I'm going to use. Yeah, but it was I tried to walk quite fast. Try to get my husband walking a bit faster. I said to him he's walking a bit slower, and he hadn't noticed, which was interesting. But I tried to walk fast, and he was walking a little bit behind me, and he used to always be much quicker than me. Yeah, it's not as fit as he was, but it's good that he's starting to come out for walks now. I'm going to make the top and bottom a bit darker to try and make that look a little bit more shapely, and then a bit of shadow there. But you know, it's nice that he's getting out with me a bit. He would normally just say no, and he knows that he should be doing a little bit more, so that's really good. Okay, got this one here. It doesn't really look like any flower that I know. I'm trying to think of what colour. I think I'm going to do this one yellow, like a sunflower. So what have I got left of this? We could do a lilac-y, or we could do a dark blue. I think I'm going to do a lilac-y. I'm going to start with the... there's a blue violet lake. That's rather pretty, isn't there? That's Imperial Violet. I think this is it. Yes, the blue violet lake. And I'm just going to just roughly go over them with this. It doesn't stand out that much from the background, unfortunately. It always looks a bit like ultramarine, this colour, to me. But I want to make it look more like a lavender or a lilac. No, that's not what I mean. A light purpley colour, violet. Right. So there's our basic layer. I think I'm going to look into my, yes, let's go for, I'm going to start with this Delft blue. You might be quite surprised, it's very dark. It is. Surprise to me as well. What I'm going to do with this is these teardrop shapes. I'm going to do these quite dark. I'm going to sort of fade them a bit upwards, but there isn't much space to do much with them. Like that. But I really want this to look a little bit more purpley. At the moment it's looking quite bluey. So I'm going to use the violet on here. So there is that one. There's the violet. Need to just give it a sharpen. This Polychromos violet, it's going to be quite different in colour. I'm hoping it will just sort of bring it all out. I'm going to fade it towards the tip, and I'm hoping it's going to sort of smush in. That's, and the blue is making, the bluey colour is making this look a bit less intense. I like this. Yeah. Try not to put too much on, but enough. It's tricky, isn't it? Get the balance just right. I want quite a bit down there. There we go. And the same here. Just filling that bit in entirely. And then trying to fade as I go up to the tip. I don't know why it's taking a lot of concentration. To the tip. There we go. And the last couple of petals. Quite dark in there. Just lightly to the end. That's better. Now our greenery, I think these are so very fine. I want a bluey green again. I think I might go for my emerald green and just grab it out of my Polychromos, because we've got quite, it's a lot of fine work to try to be doing with a Prismacolor. Just sharpening it nicely. So emerald green. For the stem, I'm just going to sort of block it in really, like this. This one is very, very narrow. This one I might fade as I go towards the middle a bit. So darker top and bottom. And then we have this one coming out here, this little bit. Now the leaves, I'm thinking I might sort of try and fade to the tip. So I'll start to put a bit less in the way of layers towards the end of our leaf. And same with this one. There we go. And this one as well. Now those tips are quite pale, so I'm going to use the light phthalo green on top of them just to give them a little bit more intensity without too much colour. There we go. Now we could probably do with a little bit of dark sepia, put a little bit of shadow in, there's a bit of blue there that could do with doing as well. But I'm just going to do the blue. this is the light cobalt turquoise. It just needs a bit in here. It's like I've got a few gaps in that background around here. It's probably fiddly. Now I'm ending up doing a lot of it. Okay, so that is us. I haven't done any sepia shadows on this one. I'm going to do that in tomorrow's, as I think this video is sort of around the same time as the others. So I'll show you that first tomorrow, and we'll finish off this picture as well. So thank you for watching today. I hope that you have a really super day, and happy colouring.